you end up scratching it off, and you end up making yourself fingers sore if you're not careful. So now I need 6 BB4 screws. BA, BC, BB. And these are the cap head screws with the nuts as well. Okay. I finally succumbed and ripped the top off of this bag. 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now then, little Allen key. So have you tried to see if you could have got you could get Great Britain to win the war all on its own without America helping and things like that? Because that's what has been one of the discussions for some time as to whether or not it would have been possible for Britain to have won World War II without the Americans. Now then, I'm going to try and drop these nuts into here and then put thread lock on them. That's a project for next time. You're going to try and make America communist, yeah. Let's not use those pliers, let's use ones that aren't magnetic. Now I didn't want to get thread lock, put thread lock on these nuts because I don't want it to sort of come squishing out the other side where it would show up in the silver. Because they're nicely chromed. I mean, you don't see many trucks with chromed wheels like this, but you know what, I like it. A lot of modelers would change it, would remove, you know, take the silver off, or you know, because they generally sort of an aluminium mold, this sort of look, but I like it, it's pretty. We lost 2.6 million troops. Allies 3.9, XCs 9.6, okay. How does that compare with real life, or don't they tell you that? Okay, that's one set of twins. These sorts of tyres are called super singles in Europe for some reason. In America, they certainly on the trailers, they always use double twin wheels, smaller ones. In the UK or Europe, they use sort of large single tyres, somewhat like this on the trailers, so you get sort of less tyres. They're called super singles in Europe. That's something you didn't know. Oh, casualty. All right. Sorry, confused. Same question applies though. I mean, it's it as well as being a game, it sounds a little bit like a sort of semi-simulator type thing. So I'm kind of surprised it doesn't give you if it doesn't, that is, a comparison to sort of what happened for real. Because I have no idea off the top of my head what the casualty rates were like. Well, that's what happened a lot. I mean, the UK, they bombed, what was it, carpet bombed Dresden, firebombed Dresden. I mean, the Germans did that a lot as well, from what I recall. I mean, my knowledge of World War history, World War II history rather, or even World War I history, is really bad. I know very little about it, apart from the odd what I would describe as interesting for me, things like the dam busters and stuff like that. And I don't actually know a lot about those as well. Okay, that's the wheels now. I was going to stop at 9 o'clock, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually mount these wheels on the truck. So I shall put them to one side whilst I get the next parts out. Now then, these are bearings. I'm not going to use the actual phosphor bronze bearings that come with the kit. I'm using sort of an after an accessory kit, which gives you proper roller bearings, which means things run a lot smoother. So I'm going to use those, which means that I'm not going to grease things, because you want the balls to rotate. You don't want the shaft to rotate in the bearing itself. So I'm not going to be greasing them like it says, which is a good job really, because they don't give you enough. And then I want ME16, which are some bits out of here. So 2 drive nuts, which are these 2 things here. So these will actually transfer the rotational axle drive to the wheels itself. So that on the back they've got a spline in the middle and then the hexagonal to drive into the actual wheel, because there's hexagonal stuff inside the wheel. Clever stuff this. And then we get some nylock bolts. So these bolts have a plastic centre, nylon, which acts like a thread locking compound and acts as an anti-vibration, stop them vibrating loose, or even just spinning loose if you happen to start reversing a lot. Okay, and of course the ball bearings only go on the front axle, not the rear axle, because your front axle you want to rotate, your rear axle you want to drive. So here we go, we'll start to mount the wheels. Let's start with the front. So one of these, there is a bearing, goes in each side. So we'll just press that in by hand on that side, and this side is going to be a little bit more awkward, but I want to make sure I press it home first. I think that's got it. Then that goes on there, and we put this on, the nut on. Don't need thread lock, the nylock does that for me, and I've got the box spanner that they supply to screw that down. And again, I should actually be able to screw this home tight. There we go, and it spins. The first wheel is on. And I might as well do the back one whilst I'm here. This just requires any particular way that goes on first. Yeah, it says it goes on with the slots on the outside, which actually makes sense now that I look at it, because that's where the splines are. And that goes over the top of there. Rotate it till it drops onto the hexagonal bit, and then we'll put the screw in. Put the nut on. And again, we can screw this one down tight again. Flip it over and do the other side. So again, the bearings are press fit. Make sure they're home properly. Oh, that one went in easy. I must have got that one just perfectly centre straight. These are all sealed bearings as well, so they don't need to be oiled or greased. And then the final on this one, final set of wheels. I originally got this truck, I got the Scania, which has got two sets of rear wheels, because I like lots of wheels. I got this just because to have a different truck. I wanted two different trucks. I don't particularly care for the American patterns, so two European ones. So that now looks a lot bigger than it did at the start of this this stream. It's got most of the sort of the bodywork the lower body work on, the wheel arches. The wheels are actually on there. It looks a lot bigger. It is actually longer than this. It's going to be a little bit longer because the front of the cab goes on here. But essentially this is the size of it. As you can see, it fills the frame. It's not much smaller than an A3 piece of paper, because this is the instruction booklet is A4, so it's two A4s side by side, A3. And as you can see, it overhangs. It's quite a large, well, it is 1/12, 1/14 scale. So that'll be almost over a foot, so 14 foot is the truck, so it's a fairly sizable model. I'm looking forward to running this at some point. So that's what we'll be doing tonight. We've done tonight. So let's have a look and just have a quick look at the instruction booklet. So the next thing is going to be, well, the next thing is talking about putting the cab together, putting the accessories on the cab, which is the things like the air intake. I wonder why the air intake is up there. I don't know, maybe it's cleaner air up top. Putting in things like the windows and the wind deflectors, and then the mounting of it. So at this point, this is all stuff that needs painting before it gets put together. So we're not going to be doing that, and here it's talking about mounting the aerial, which is, as I said, not happening. Doesn't need to happen with the modern radios that we're using, because the aerial is tiny anyway. Lamp clusters, yes, all of this needs painting before it comes together. So this is talking about the add-on kit to do the remote control for the lever there. I wonder why it's talking. Oh, is this for? Ah, okay. This is talking about the fitting of the electrical kit. Don't quite understand this diagram here. Motorized support legs, which is talking about the fitting of the stuff that I've just done, which we did earlier in the thing, but this drawing isn't for this particular truck. So it's a different mounting, but it's more or less the same sort of thing. Quite why you'd remove the fenders, I'm not sure. There's no particular reason to do that as far as I'm aware. Just because you're mounting a remote control for it, so I will find out when we try and connect one up, but that's it then, and then it's just the parts. So the next, really, all that happens now is it's all about painting. So whether I will be doing that on the next stream or not, I don't know. Possibly. Again, you know, painting is quite a fiddly sort of thing. So I shall have to decide. What's today? Today's Wednesday, so it'd be Friday, wouldn't it? Yeah, so we might do this. I might do it on stream, but it's a lot of preparation. So it's cleaning all the parts down. It literally is getting